I hate
Well,
that word.
welcome.
I hate that word.
Welcome to the dungeon. Evidently, music doesn't work today. I don't. I don't know if I have to re-upload. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry if I have to because it's. Here we are, guys. It's been a few months. Um. So yeah, it's been crazy. Everything that's been going on. So we apologize for being gone. We do have months like this where there's like a lot of work stuff going on and like all that kind of stuff. But this was unnatural. So we just want to talk to everybody about what's been going on, some of the D&D exciting stuff that's coming, and maybe answer some questions for everybody from the campaign, and any questions that might come in through the studio audience tonight. So we're down 2 people, so we really couldn't play tonight, but we're just gonna have it chill, and if it lasts a while, great. If it doesn't, we'll go back in our hole. And are we out next week too?
Yep.
Yep.
We're gonna figure something out. We'll figure something out. I'm not out next week. I was going to be, but I am not. So,
I think Marsland said he was a maybe.
but is Oz out?
Well, we may not be out then. I think the main one was because you were out, but
yeah, I'm not out now because of work stuff. But yeah,
And nobody
either
knows
way,
how to play a wizard better than you. I mean,
I know magic missile.
Oh,
It's the only spell you need. So yeah, we'll start off down the line of like Justinian, like what have you been up to? What's life been the last 2 months?
well, I've been posting a lot more on my Instagram. I've gotten a few videos out on my YouTube channel. And other than that, it's been like work 24/7. And I'm getting ready to go do some action figure shows here in October and November. So gearing up towards that, paring down the collection to make room for more.
Yeah, you got Titan Toy Expos coming up down in Nashville.
Yeah, Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah.
So yeah, if you're in that area, people can swing by and see. Well, the Fanboy Tone's going, and you're going, and yeah, so be in the area. That should be fun. I saw some guests. Snarky J cosplay is going to be there. Me and Mike are a big fan. She is definitely snarky.
Yeah, so. Night Mage is going to be there, and he is one of my favorite cosplayers. Like, his He-Man is amazing.
Really? Is it based off the old He-Man or this new?
Yeah, so, like, I don't know if you know who Night Mage is or not, but he, like, wears the blonde wig and everything. It looks fantastic.
Nice.
He's got a really cool Hellboy, too.
Hey, Jason Jensen Toys. Trying to watch Insta as we go here. We're just talking some D&D and kind of what's been going on with all of us. Justinian's our resident toy expert, as well as Bishop. But they both together have more toys than I'll ever have because I don't take mine out of the package. The proper way to collect toys.
Yeah, if you're a nerd.
The proper way is you get 2, one open and one unopened.
That's probably fair, but like, hey, you never open them. So, oh boy, Bishop, what have you been up to the last bit?
Well, still dealing with the mouth surgery. The healing dentures do not work properly, so they're more cosmetic than anything. So lately I've been learning to live without them until I go back in for my real ones.
Laura would say you're gumming it up.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Free gumming.
I'll tell you what, your roof of your mouth is basically a pain in the ass until you tighten that shit up.
Hey, Julia, how's it going? Yeah, we're just chilling tonight, kind of talking about some stuff. But yeah, so is
But
it a couple weeks away or?
no, I don't go in until after 4 months, so it's probably going to be January.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
they want to make sure everything is properly healed before they do more surgery to put the implants in. So I wear them
So
on
if you-
occasion, but sometimes it's more of an effort to have them in than just talk like this.
so if you noticed, Bishop sounds a little different than what he did. That's what's going on, and hopefully you got him back in soon.
Hopefully. But kids start school on Wednesday. Was supposed to be today, but one of the buildings flooded with all the rain we've been having, and so they want to keep them all on the same schedule. But that starts this week. But I've been doing a lot of horror movies.
Yeah, we
Going
got
through making my list.
Check out
do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk to everybody about what's coming up? I think that'd be fun.
Well, we've been discussing. There's going to be some altercations to it, but I brought up the fact that it's going to be Halloween here soon, and maybe we should pick out a Halloween movie that we like for every year of our life. I don't think they made enough horror movies for how old I am, but it's one of those things that why not? We got there's so many genres. I mean, I'm talking horror comedy. Like some people don't consider sci-fi horror, but you got
Some of it is absolutely.
some of it is. But so we're gonna
Horror
have
comedy. Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
That's a good one.
right? Something
It's
like
definitely-
that. Doesn't matter if it's. I don't care when
Really?
it's on. I'll watch it.
Yeah, it's pretty top tier for me because it's just ignorant. So,
Julie, if you're
Julius-
talking about the Paris Hilton one, yes. Bishop was around for the Paris Hilton one.
no, the original.
The
Like
original
like the original Hills Have Eyes. Like
Vincent Price.
oh yeah, the king of horror. No.
And nothing can beat the what was it? Haunting of Hill House with Vincent Price and the you can see the strings attached to the skeleton bones.
Hey man, like they worked with what they had, and he is definitely the master of horror. So I feel like our generation, like I should save this for the show, but I feel like our generation had it pushed in our face more than this new generation. Like we had Tales from the Crypt and all that kind of stuff was just a regular occurrence. Like
Well,
horror
we were
was not
also
normal, or was normal.
it was. If you look at the 70s and 80s, those were the big decades for the horror genre because people liked gore. But then again, look at like the ratings too. R-rated back then is not R-rated now.
PG back then is not PG now.
Right. But it's like
Apparently.
and that's why some of these franchises, which I'm finding out now as I'm watching some of these franchises again, is they shouldn't be franchises. Some of these movies should never have gone past the first movie. But because
Yes.
it was all over back then, that's why it got handed what it did. I'm like, you can look at well, yeah, we'll wait for that episode to talk into because I could go into it.
We'll have a whole show about that. Gwynton,
Yeah.
outside of something burning in your home right now, what have you been up to the last couple months?
I mean, this month alone, I've traveled half of the month. Like I've just been away. It's been the weirdest thing. Because typically I only travel like once every 6 months,
Yeah,
and I already forgot what
Yeah.
happened the month before. Short-term memory.
yeah. I mean, and before that was our in person at your place. So like,
That was like 2 months ago, sir.
I know I just got the bill from the toll we went through in Pennsylvania.
What toll?
There, that one way. Remember we told you it, like took us into West Virginia and like there was a
Oh,
toll on that road, and I just got the bill for it.
How bad was it? I have to ask.
It's like $6.
Oh,
With
that's
all
not
the
bad. Like my one from
fees.
ZoloCon was like $100. I was
Oh,
yeah. I was
What?
so mad.
did you like flip them off as you were driving through, or like?
No, but I got off the highway while still on the toll road, stayed the whole weekend, and then drove back. So really fighting with the state of Pennsylvania about the fact that like I stayed at a hotel on the strip. Like,
I can't believe there's not a toll road exit.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
no.
a missed.
That's wild.
I would have had to fight
Stupid.
that one.
Oh,
Yeah,
I am. I'm currently fighting it all the way from ZoloCon back in February. I got the bill in May, and we're still fighting it.
Julie says, correction, the makeup was so realistic and grotesque that Vincent Price was actually banned from the Warner Brothers studio commissary during lunch because his appearance horrified the staff and diners. And the thing is, he probably wasn't that bad, in our opinion. It was probably like, he's gone.
Shadow. Shadow
Yeah.
makeup.
So, yeah, well, and with myself, not only have I been very busy with work and getting into the very busy time and a lot of stuff going on in work in general, but as some of you know, I've been dealing with my daughter. She's been in the ICU for almost 2 months now. Possibly another procedure tomorrow. They tried doing it today, and that didn't pan out. So hoping for a recovery. It's just a lot going on there. I don't fill in everybody because I'm getting 32 texts a day about asking how things are, and I appreciate that. But like, there's only so many times you can tell the same story. So,
Right.
you know, I message when I can get something out there, but still a long way to go. Still a long way to go. Probably a few more months in there, at least. So, but hopefully some good news this week. So. But yeah, we're managing around all that. It's been a lot. Thank you, Julia. So with school starting up for my youngest, on top of all the work stuff as well, that's it tends to be a lot. You just kind of want to come home and turn the brain off. But unfortunately, with all this, and especially it's really variable because someone's always staying with her there. There's sometimes my day to be up there is on a Monday, so like I can't be here to stream, as well as Marsland just got back from like Italy. You know, Oz has been working. I was down with Oz for a work trip as well. So it's been crazy. And then last week when we were supposed to play, our software, EV-Mux here that we use, had some kind of breach or something, and like we lost all of our graphics. All of them. Like they were there but not there. So it took me 2 hours to fix our stuff because I had to find the images, re-upload them, replace them all in each scene. I was hoping it was going to be like EV or like OBS where like they're linked. They weren't linked. I had to go into each scene and fix every scene. And of course there's
wild.
And of course there's 2 scenes because we have a vertical one for our Instagram folks, and then we have the other one. I'm sure that hospital Wi-Fi is great. I'm sure you can make it happen if you're really committed to the campaign. Truth be told, it's not. It's, when I was there last, there were 2 days we just couldn't even connect. The like login page wouldn't come up. So it's not the most reliable, and there's a lot of noise. Obviously, there's a lot of nurses and people coming in as well. I do work from there. Thankfully, I'm remote, so like. I'm able to work from there. And there was one time recently, my daughter's like, you could get kind of mean. Like, yeah, sometimes I have to be. So, but yeah, so that's that's what we dealt with last week when we were supposed to be in here. And like, if I could have made it work, like at that time we were under the impression they were going to restore everything, and then they finally came back and they're just like, hey, the fix is re-upload everything. And I'm sure everyone doesn't have as complicated of a setup as we do, like with our graphics and different things. I was telling the guys before we started, like I almost lost our intro video thankfully I did have a backup somewhere. So that was pretty terrifying. So, and there's some other things that I still have to fix because evidently music doesn't work now. So I gotta go see if I have to re-upload the music, which will make me. It was working
There's some other things.
Sunday. It was working Sunday. So I don't know what's happened between yesterday and today. So
Windows update.
oh man, yeah, I wish that was the case. All the problems, yeah. So that's where we're at. So where do you guys want to go from here? Quentin, you brought up about
yelling at you.
okay. Let's do this. This is what we do at post a lot of times. So this is like sitting in post with us. This is what happens. So everyone who got hit by the Derico 2 weeks ago, I don't know what that is.
I don't know what a Jericho is.
Yeah, me neither.
Jericho?
Is that the Canadian wrestler Chris Jericho? Is that who that is?
Oh.
So let's proceed yelling.
Yeah. So, okay. I'm so glad that Marsland and Oz aren't here for this because Bishop and Gwynton are the only two like note takers other than me in the group. So I would just like to throw out that when Marsland met Valus and then introduced Justinian to him, I rolled like a freaking 17 or 18 on my insight check and had like a 24 because I did not trust that guy at all. And you're like, no, he's totally trustworthy. And I was just like, okay, if the DM says he's trustworthy.
That was one of those that has a really high DC, even higher than that, because of the fact of what he was. So on top of being, like Ancient Shadow Dragon, having the Elder Brain Dragon inside of him allows him to use mental things to like further shield him from you making those cues. Like he's been around a while, right? Like
no. I
it was
know.
a great role.
It was fine. I just I remember being like, man, this still feels sus, but the DM's telling me, nope, you totally trust this guy. And I'm like, walked away with like a 23 or 24 for that roll total. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm wrong.
I can see that.
It also had he was being helpful from the beginning. Like, he was actively like our friend from when we met the guy. So, no, that.
Wait, hang on. What did you get
role
this?
playing wise.
Get what?
Why did Julia's message pop up on the screen?
I've always had control to do that. I sometimes I'm able to do it, sometimes I'm not. I have to click a button for it.
When we're having talking streams like this, where like Bishop's talking,
makes sense.
It's fun to have that stuff pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like to do it normally because it puts it over your face.
You don't need to see me. It's fine.
Anyways,
But
continue.
yeah, it's like, for me, that's just a role playing thing. It's like the DC is definitely going to be higher if that's all he's done is help us the entire time we've met him.
So, yeah, I just like as soon as he was like, I have this alternate universe, Marsland's book, and Marsland's like, oh yeah, that's my handwriting, definitely me. Hey, Justinian, meet this great guy that's going to help us in the Shadowfell. I'm like, sus.
Well, I mean, I can understand why Marsden would be like, he's legit. I mean, he's in the academy higher than me. Like the academy's got to have something to vet these people, right? Right?
I would just like to point out that the leader last name is Shadow Spark,
and she hid it for a long time.
Right?
Yeah.
And I would like to point out, I called that one too. I was like, there's something sus about her right off the rip. As soon as I met her, I was like, there's something
Still to this day, I think the most fascinating thing to me during this entire campaign is how many times Gwynton is right about something and y'all just ignore him. Like, he will say something and he'll be like, yeah, I think this is blah, blah. And you guys are like, yeah. But anyways, it's so good. It's so good.
We ignore Gwynton when he's right about stuff.
There are sometimes, like Drastin does it too. So like,
hey Tone,
when Gwynton got the mace he has, at one point in time I went, this is Pora's mace, and fucking Drastin gaslit me so hard. And then like we saw the orc, and they're like, "That's Porous Mace." I was like, "I called that 75 episodes ago."
Yeah.
What the?
Well, okay. I was alive during that war. And I'm like, wouldn't I recognize her? He's like, nope.
No, and that was because you were with Thane, like with that.
I know, but one of the first memories I had that I got back was you see this woman riding a horse through the town, and I'm like, wait a minute, wouldn't I recognize her? You're like, nope.
It's not a pure science. I'm trying to get better.
That's why everybody in campaign 3 is just Bob. Like, you're gonna go to Bob's Tavern and then over to Bob's Magic Shop.
Because of the things I've discovered while running campaign 2, I feel like my lore is going to be a lot more consistent. So I'm pretty happy about that for the future. Tone says my audio sounds different. Do I sound different to y'all? I haven't
You
changed
did.
it.
When I first hopped on, you sounded different. But I was like, maybe I'm hearing things.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the second camera thing or what.
No, that has no play.
But
Yeah,
I figured it was just all the audio settings for all of us have been completely knocked out.
that actually could be. I did check an auto gain control, so that might be changed. I'm not worried about it. Sun was behind her. She was a silhouette of a lady on a horse. Couldn't make out anything. That works for me. I could.
Right. What are you talking about? You were buried in a cave for so long you don't see. You remember shit.
click that off. I can real quick. It's gonna make my thing get wonky for a second. But heck, what else have we got to do tonight?
So
You do
what
have
if-
like a tin can type.
What about now? Is that better? Was that it?
sounds the same.
No, it sounds
Yeah. I thought that's about the same. It's probably those settings that made me louder before. If I were to turn
You're loud
these
now.
off, I'm loud now.
Yep.
What about now? Is it
Quiet.
normal? Quiet.
Which I mean, I guess the quiet is normal for you, right?
What about now? Is it loud now?
It's back to how it was initially.
Okay.
Hey, we can.
It literally sounds like you're talking through a tin can.
Here we go.
Let me see if something changed there.
And for those of you that aren't old enough, we used to do that.
You know what? I don't have to have anything weird going on here. Let me change something.
You know what we're gonna get in campaign 3? We're gonna get a bunch of tin cans that act as sending stones. So there's just
My
like a
string
magical
doesn't go that far.
thread.
What
that
about
connects
now?
them.
How's that sound?
Oh yeah, that's back to perfect.
That's good. Yeah.
Okay. I got some tuning to do then. All right. Hey, AI viewers, Stream Boo. Awesome. Yeah. Go
All about
fall
those
in a
AI.
hole somewhere.
What officially was he?
Was who? Balin?
Yeah.
So he was an ancient shadow dragon that at some point in his life was corrupted by an illithid that grew into an elder brain dragon inside of him and controlled its size and basically took over his brain.
Okay.
So the stuff he was saying was true. Like he did have, a sister there with the parents' folly stuff and all that. And then because of that and the madness in his head from the elder brain and everything, it's like someone who just obsesses over stuff. So he then became obsessed with the light unsparkers. So it was everything that was about you. And that's what I wanted to paint that picture when you went in there of like the mad scrawling on the walls where he's just like,
Oh, that was after we went through the cave where we had like walk through the shadow size thing.
yeah.
That was so like Jeff was saying earlier, like
It's
he
all
didn't
made
trust
up,
Valus
Julia.
from the beginning at all, and I'm like, like Bishop was saying, he was friendly with us, so like I didn't have a reason not to believe he wasn't okay with us. He literally housed us, he fed us, he fucking sold us crystals and everything. But like when we walked through that cave and I went, hey, Gwenton's looking back to see him. You're like, oh, it's fine. I went, wait a minute. Why is he getting a pass here?
there were subtle clues. I mean, me and Fanboy Tone, like, we spent a lot of time building what this world would look like. I was excited about the Shadowfell from the moment that I introduced it as one of the places for the Echoes, because I'm just a big fan. I mean, that's where Barovia is. I'm a big fan of Curse of Strahd. So like that made sense to me. I didn't think about the Elder Brain Dragon like being a part of it until we started getting into it, and I'm like, I was talking to Tone. I'm like, what if this like pops out of him like a locust and stuff?
Right.
And he was like, yes, please, yes. So that was because that's very like Cthulhu, right? Like, you know, and that's kind of what we were going with all this. So
I know I was talking to the guys in our side chat during that initial fight. I'm like, why is he hitting so weak? This
lot of
doesn't
it-
feel right.
a lot of it is so like I hate playing NPCs in combat because I don't have them in my combat tracker. And so it's like, oh, I have to remember to take their turn after this person's turn, and then I have to have like abilities and things for them. So if it's a caster, I usually just open Marsland's sheet and like use his, or if they're a warlock, I'll use Justinian's or something like that. Just because like I don't want to have to build a character for it.
Yeah.
And then I end up forgetting until you guys are like, oh, okay, hey, you forgot
What about
to
Bob?
attack. Yeah,
Bob didn't do shit.
Bob didn't do anything in this. So I'm like, yeah, that's because DM forgot. So, yeah. No, but that was fun. But one of the intentions from this, because the chat doesn't know, but I get harassed constantly about the lack of gold I give out. I lean more towards giving out items than I do gold, and I don't know why I lean that way. Maybe we'll change that for campaign 3. And I was just thinking, you know what? This whole place is going to suck. And like when they get to the end of this, I just want to have just an enormous amount of money and stuff for them to just, they got money.
Die.
Like, yeah, Scrooge McDuck it.
Yep.
Like, you know, and so that when I painted all that stuff up, put it into the image, and like I went to the, you know, the loot tables for stuff, and I'm just like, okay, we're gonna go high end on all this, like extra dice here, extra dice there, and now you don't have to worry about cash. So
Except for a broken echo.
yeah, that was again. These are things that we have our variant rule set, and these are things we need to discuss of what happens when the cards, which usually overrule everything, do something that doesn't seem like it should be possible. So
Yeah.
I didn't have an alternative to that in the moment. When
Yeah, no,
the
'cause it's-
I mean, we
it's
could have
what he
said,
had.
yeah, I could have said like, hey, pull another card, but like stupid stuff happens with weapons and stuff. Like maybe we should, well, and it wasn't a sharpened object, so I couldn't have it like lodged permanently into the floor or something. It was, I mean, it's a blunt object. So,
It's just gonna bounce off of something.
yeah, right? Like, so sometimes I'm quick and sometimes I'm not about these kind of things, but easy fix. Not gonna be a whole quest. It's not gonna be
Yeah,
like
no, you said that.
pulling cards. Yeah, when someone pulls things from the deck of many things, but. But yeah, no, that was a pretty fun combat as well. I can't believe Marsland like put a door on the wall and it was just like bye.
I can. Fucking Zoromir.
Well, yeah, yeah.
That's all he did again.
Also, we found out during that thing he never knew he had the mansion spell for like you guys were doing the bubble all the time.
He said he like looked at. I'm guessing what happens. He looked at when he got a level up, right? And went, oh, I need to relook at this one because he can't just change spells super easily.
Yeah.
He didn't look at it again, then forgot.
Well,
Like-
I mean, that also comes back to he doesn't know his character,
Sometimes.
and that's nothing
Dude.
new.
Okay, listen, I'd argue that a bit. He knows Marsland very well. His spells, on the other hand,
I have not seen him do anything Scribes Wizard specific ever.
Well, that's that. So
Well, he
the
takes
way he
notes
does
and
that
everything.
is like he takes notes and he maps
draws
everything,
maps.
right? Like that's
Right.
his scribe wizard side.
Right, I'm saying I've never seen him use any of the subclass features, you know, because like turning Fireball into Ice Ball or, you know.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think we've really seen that.
But I will say his personal spell that he designed that he got to
Yeah.
use here over the last like 4 months, that was really, really cool. That
Yeah.
was a really neat moment.
We enjoyed putting that stuff together.
Yeah. That was
So,
really fun.
I love that kind of stuff. Usually, if someone reaches out about it, well, even with like Bishop's gauntlets, like after we started getting some of the other echoes going, he's just like, "Hey, man, like this doesn't feel like in line with everybody else's," and I'm like, "Yeah, you're kind of right. So let's make some changes to it. I don't mind making changes if you bring stuff up, like melting the candle and that kind of stuff." So. That was fun. I can't wait to go through. I guess still got to purify that echo. But there's also everyone minus I think Justinian has this heavy weight on their mind that like there's a small army of troops that are marching towards somewhere that's near and dear to them.
yeah.
So
We're gonna defeat him. Justinian's an eternal champion. Like we're gonna
Yes.
defeat him.
yeah, like
He's supposed
Sparky eating Marco's nuggets. Yeah, so that's gonna be fun. I was hoping we were gonna be done, by this time. Life did not point us in that direction, so we
It's
couldn't.
fine. Things happen.
Yeah,
We're only going to be stuck in his lair for like 3 business days trying to collect all that money. And
I could
loot.
just see like Bishop just like taking handfuls of it and like walking over and throwing them in. So that's pretty fun. If you're new here, I see we got some people watching. Be sure to check out our YouTube if you want to catch up on this. This campaign's been going on 4 years, 3 years, something like that.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
It was
But
a
a
year
hot
before I
minute.
joined. I joined in episode 40. So
There's my little dungeoneer, and she's gone.
Bye.
But yeah, so that was good. But so D&D in general, this is going to be a contentious topic. I already know.
I don't think so. Why would it be?
It will be because I have my own opinions on some of this too.
Okay.
So I'm going to preface this with like, the D&D brand is owned by Wizards of the Coast, which is owned by Hasbro, and some of us, and this will be an interesting thing we should talk about. I personally am not a fan of Hasbro. I hate Hasbro. I hate what they've done with my Black Series figures, which I was a big fan of. I don't need 42 copies of Boba Fett that use the same mold that just have 3 different colors. When Black Series first came out, they were awesome and they were unique and they were beautiful. And like, you can tell they moved into, people buy these, let's mass produce them and sell them for $40 a piece. That's just not what Black Series. So I want to lead this with, I'm not a Hasbro fan, but you, 2 of you are toy people. What are your thoughts on Hasbro in general? Yep.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
what
not. I'm not
Not
exactly
right.
like I'm a huge Superman or Spider-Man fan, and that's the only reason I still collect Marvel Legends. The only reason is because they come out with some Spider-Man. Like they just released the Hulk 2099. I'm not paying $50 for a Build-A-Figure. I mean, it's not even like a deluxe figure. They're calling it a deluxe figure, and it doesn't even have. It's got like 2 pairs of hands and 2 heads. You're paying for plastic. That's all you're doing. It's not even like. And now they merged with fucking Magic the Gathering. I don't do Magic the Gathering, so there's. You want Doom 2099? You got to buy the $70 toy with the stupid card. I'm not liking what they're doing with it, and it's just like everything else they're doing. G.I. Joe, I know I know Justinian, huge problem with the GI Joe stuff. I'm like, just because you have the marketplace doesn't mean you have to bend everybody over, and like people are going to buy your shit. You don't have to screw everybody in the process. And now that they're pushing between Wizards, Magic, Marvel, Black Series, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Justinian, you look like you're about to explode. What do you got?
So, G.I. Joe Classified started in 2020. They are currently 225 figures announced deep. Or, I'm sorry, not figures, but releases. Because they number each release, whether it's a vehicle with a person or two people. 13 of them are Snake Eyes.
Because he's a popular character, right? He's like their Boba Fett.
Right, but that's the thing, is literally they have released versions of him that didn't exist in Vintage, which is fine, but then they've also, like, pushed through every Vintage version of him, and there are still characters that we have not gotten one of yet, or, like, one of my favorite characters, which I'm sure anybody that's watched the G.I. Joe cartoon movie from 1987, Chuckles. He was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, and they have not re-released him on a single card back yet. Like, they steal our money. They give us promises that they never quite deliver on. I mean, that new Spider-Man Maximum figure. Like, I wanted to message Bishop and be like, dude, please tell me you're not buying it for the 5 new accessories in it, because like it's a completely reused body.
It's the one bit that I don't have. It's the one figure I don't have right now.
Yeah.
And what are they doing? They're re-releasing it in the black symbiote suit.
Yeah.
Same fucking figure.
Yep.
Same figure.
It's their Boba Fett.
And I'm like, I get it. Spider-Man, like, that's my thing. All the figures I have downstairs, Spider-Man in different costumes and things like that. But again, I'm not paying $50 to have a web backpack. Like, what the fuck?
And
So,
one other thing about Hasbro, real
Yeah.
quick, and I'll let you get back to it. They have had people leave Wizards of the Coast that were on D&D, and you go out and you see what they do with less money but more creative freedom, and it's better than what they were releasing when they were with Hasbro. And you see guys that were with Hasbro proper on like the G.I. Joe license and the Marvel Legends license, they get laid off in these massive layoffs that Hasbro does every year to make more money. And then you see what they do when they go to other small independent toy companies like Boss Fight Studios, and you're like, shit, like, I feel bad for them because they lose out with that corporate money, but then I feel good for them because they get a little bit of creative freedom, and they get the chance to give us the shit that we actually want to buy.
I agree. So Hasbro, we're not a fan, but they own Wizards of the Coast, which includes Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons. Now, to progressively step in through this to get where we're going, there's been some controversy. I don't think it's controversy. I play Magic the Gathering, but they have these universe cards, right? So they have Marvel decks now, and they have Aliens and Doctor Who
Godzilla.
and all this. Is there a Godzilla one? I
Yeah,
don't know.
there's a Godzilla deck.
So while I feel like people are upset because they're like, oh, this is out of universe for Magic and all that stuff, I'm actually okay with it. And this is the reason why.
I don't have a problem with them crossing like that. I have
Yeah.
a problem when they're giving out or they're making figures that they haven't released as single card, and the only way you can buy them is if you buy the fucking $50, $60 Magic card to go with it. That's what I have a problem.
See, I haven't seen any of that stuff.
Oh yeah, it's bad. Like the first wave wasn't too bad because they'd already released most of those figures, but this new wave, like it's a version of Captain America we've never gotten before. It's a version of Doctor Doom we've never gotten before, and it's stuck in these deluxe boxes. But the only thing added in this limited edition Magic card, and if you don't play Magic, you're stuck buying the box and then hoping to flip a card in a market that you're not in. You know what I mean? And
That's understandable. So I didn't know about that side of things.
yeah, like the cross promotion, it's burning us both ways.
But I think the universe stuff is good for Magic because it's allowing people that never stepped into that Magic world to go, oh, I'm a Marvel fan or I'm a Ninja Turtle fan, and like I would try Magic with Ninja Turtles, and and it helps bring those new players in, because if anything is true about Dungeons and Dragons and like Magic, it's that the core demographic of those games are people 30 and higher, right? Like they're not bringing in those new people. They're keeping us old school nerds. Well, eventually we have to do things to, and I'm going to make this all like much like an old Baptist preacher. I'm going to make this all circle around back to the beginning here. Like they need to do something to bring the newer people in and get interested and like want to play the game. And I think the extended universe is a way to do that. And I know I'm saying the thing wrong. I know it is an extended universe. I just can't ever remember the name of it, and I don't have my card sitting on my desk. So with that, now we are starting to see more crossover into Dungeons and Dragons. I never had a problem with Magic the Gathering crossing over into D&D. We use it, Eberron, where we get the Warforged and all that stuff from.
Right.
I mean, that's all from Magic. So I have used some of the monsters from that world, that because they're really well done. But that world really fits into the D&D world. Where I'm concerned about, the thing we're getting ready to talk about, is the newest crossover that's available and this is a contentious topic for me too, but it's World of Warcraft D&D.
Night Elf Mohawk.
I realize Night Elf Mohawk, but you could already do Night Elf Mohawk. Like my thing
Not
is
after Justinian kills them all.
Well, so as a WoW player, I play WoW, and I love WoW, and I have played it for many, many years. It's my number one game I've spent the most amount of hours on, over the years. I don't see how it fits in this world. Everything that WoW does is fantasy. We already have fighters and priests and mages and all these classes that are part of WoW. I don't know how that lore, which is very deep, WoW has a very, very deep lore. I don't know how it fits into D&D. So discuss.
Well, here's my thing. When we first heard this and we brought it up to each other, it was like, I've always had a thing with canine characters. Like, I like werewolves. I'm like, D&D is full of fucking cat races. No dog
really
races. To the point where we had to homebrew a fucking no race. And it got play tested, and people liked it. And we've only done it one time. But
And it
I'm
actually
like,
has
now
been
that
like, we shared it within the D&D community, and it's actually been like favorited and used more than any other thing we've put out there. A pretty significant amount. Like, I think we're over 100 and some, which is, to me, that's a pretty big accomplishment.
yeah, I mean, the fact that people are noticing it, but it's like,
Julie.
then they take, the new book comes out, and what do? They take werewolves away. Nope, if you're a werewolf, your character automatically goes to the DM, and you have no control over your character anymore.
That's weird.
And I'm like, that's bullshit.
That's weird, because they have
And we
classes
got-
that turn into a werewolf. Like,
Yeah,
And
but you're
then-
not that Mercer, so
Well, but it's like, so now the new Ravenlock book comes out, and we get Lupin. Great. That's great. We're finally getting some canines. So now I'm like, hey, what about the Worgen? These are not werewolves. They're cursed. Period. They're still good or evil. I mean, it's whatever. But it's like, now we might be getting, that. you got some of these classes that we didn't have. Well, hell, even right with the like Tauren. Who else? I mean, yeah, we've got Minotaur, but Minotaur's not Tauren.
There, that's like such a fine line, though. It's such a fine line. Like
I'm
Minotaur,
just saying, like,
Tauren.
trolls. I mean, World of Warcraft had goblins. We just got. I mean, we really just in the whole thing. We just got to play hobgoblins and goblins. I mean,
And so you
so
bring up a good point, because the crossover between the races between WoW and D&D are there, but like the light that they're held in is completely different. So like goblins in WoW are like engineering, making stupid rockets and things that explode. As where goblins in D&D are more tribalistic and, you know, that kind of stuff. So like, how do you say I'm a goblin but I'm a WoW goblin? Like, you know,
no, I mean,
I'm a
I
wild.
get it, but
a woblin. So
I get it. But it's like, I like the fact that we're opening some stuff up.
now if they take, because the warlocks are two completely different classes as well. Now if they do a subclass of warlock that has pet summons, I mean, that would be pretty cool, but I don't know. I don't know. To me, until I see some stuff, it's a really hard sell. Like, I need to know exactly what classes, races, you know, like, what am I getting? Monsters? Like, I, I hope that, like, some of the bigger dragons in the WoW universe, like, you know, are big boss mobs, kind of like our, whew, like, we don't have enough Tarask style characters, like just these giant creatures that are challenged. So something like that. Julie says, would it all have to be subclass to make it feasible for those differences? It would have to be. It would have to be subclasses. I can't see them doing classes.
So
Well, okay, so let's look at Alchemist. Pathfinder has an Alchemist class. D&D doesn't have an Alchemist class. WoW's
and
got
the
an Alchemist.
for Alchemist sucks so bad.
But I'm just saying, I mean,
sucks so bad.
I'm just saying, it's like to be able to actually be like, hey, I'm building fucking bombs. D&D doesn't have a great outlet for stuff like that. It's like even if you made your version of an alchemist in D&D, it's not going to be what you really want it to be. Let's be honest. If you're going to build a bomb or you're going to make potions that explode, you're going to want something that does more than like splash damage or a 5-foot radius. And right now, D&D doesn't have a whole lot of that.
Julie says, Alex Straza is my dragon crush. Mine would be Xalatath. Sorry. She's not a dragon, though. But you were saying, Jeff.
Oh, just so one of my big problems with this, and you guys can tell me that I'm wrong, right? But 3.5 is where I really got into the game. Okay, and it took years to get to the point in 3.5 with the class selections and the species selections and the background selections that they have released in 1 year in 5.5. Like, they have over doubled the amount of playable races since they released the player's handbook and the DM's guide. And a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing them release is homebrew stuff that we did in the community.
Mm-hmm.
And so like it's kind of terrifying to me because like I watch all this creative stuff happen in the D&D community, but because we're doing it on D&D Beyond and Wizards now owns that, they don't own it anymore. I mean, I pointed out to you guys when they redid the Hexblood. He went from being purple skinned with ram horns to looking like Justinian in the new book. Like, weird coincidence? Maybe. But the fact that, like, the total look of the creature went to something more like what you and I and Bishop worked up for Justinian than what was in the book for us to start with, it feels weird. And so, like, with a property like WoW, yes, they're going to take the inspiration from the video game, but I also worry about what they're taking from the members of the community and not giving them the credit for when they're releasing all these books.
Quentin, what do you think? I mean, you're not a WoW player. That didn't last to level 10.
No,
so
I made it a little ways, but correction, I got dragged a ways.
you got
And
dragged
I was a wobbling. I did have a wobbling character.
yeah.
I mean, I'm indifferent about it just because, like, I don't know that much about the WoW lore. I just thought a Demon Hunter.
Which are
like-
amazing.
I feel like Demon Hunter you could relatively easily pull into D&D.
Yeah, I don't know what it would
The-
fit under.
You would need a dual wielding class.
It'd have to be kind of almost roguish or
Um,
something. Or fighter.
But you'd be like a high elf. 'Cause they were basically high elves, weren't they?
They were night elves or they were blood elves. It had to be one of those, and they're blind as part of the ritual, and so you'd have to have blind sight as a default, which you'd have to be really careful because that's a pretty powerful out the gate ability.
Right? But, like, yeah, without knowing too much about that, like, Jeff, I think you know, like, 5e is my first D&D, so
Right.
it's just
Yeah.
what we have is relatively what I've known for a while.
But here's where we bring it back around. Will having a WoW thing bring new younger people into D&D to play? Or
I think
are
it will,
or
only
or
because-
the crowd that's playing WoW already the same demographic as the people playing D&D.
Well, D&D players like to have, even the old D&D players like to have options of what they can do. But if you look at something like the world of Eberron, I'm never going to step foot in that world. But I like having the options of the character, bringing in those classes and races.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel the same with this. It's like you're adding on. You know, I've always loved a Death Knight. The moment you could play Death Knights in World of Warcraft, I was on top of that big time. And we never really had that in D&D.
We haven't.
Like-
Nope. EverQuest had them.
Yeah, you've got Oathbreaker Paladin, but that's not a Death Knight.
No.
Right? So, you know, the fact that they are, again, sometimes too many choices is too much of a problem. But
Decision
I
paralysis.
can agree.
expanding it,
I can agree to the point that if Death Knight gets some as a subclass to one of the things, that might be the one thing that gets me to buy the book. Because again, we don't have a Dark Paladin officially. We have an Oathbreaker.
And the Oathbreaker didn't even get revived in 5.5. It's still the 5e rules. And that, what's really weird to me about the Oathbreaker Paladin from 5e on, as opposed to the anti-Paladin of 3.5, because I can't speak to 4, but the anti-Paladin did not necessarily feel evil when you were using its abilities. But an Oathbreaker Paladin feels evil. Like, feels even more evil than an Oath of Vengeance Paladin, just off the rip, by their abilities. Like, and, just a little bit of interesting information, because you asked the question, and I'm a Google nerd. So your average D&D player actually falls between their mid-20s and their mid-30s, according to Google, whereas your average World of Warcraft player is between the ages of 30 and 40. So there is that 5-year age up into this. And I mean, quite frankly, I don't know anybody our age that I've ever talked to about my passion for Dungeons and Dragons that has ever been willing to sit down and try it. Like, since I've been like 35, I haven't convinced anybody to try new.
I hear a lot of people say they want to try it. but they're intimidated by the bar of entry. And I think Julia makes a really good point too, because there are RP servers of WoW. I'm just gonna say this. This is a hot take, maybe, but like, y'all are weird. Like, stop. It's freaking weird. It was weird during EverQuest when you did it. It's still weird today. Stop it. Go outside. Okay? Go outside.
My senior prom, one of my buddies skipped his prom and dumped his prom date to stay on and play EverQuest.
You have no idea how much I can relate to that, because like when I played EverQuest, I raided 7 days a week, multiple hours a day. I was laid off a lot of the time, so that's all I did. It almost cost me a lot, like personally, but like I had a real problem with it. Like I wouldn't go out for social things because I'm like, no, I got to raid it this time, or if we go out, we got to be back by this time because I got to raid. Because I was in one of the like top guilds in the world at the time, because I was 20 some years old and like poor. So what else was I going to do anyways, except pay a subscription fee, of course, and play this game. But like, I get that side of it. I had to sell my character and walk away from EverQuest because I couldn't control myself. It's the first time I found out I have like an addictive personality and that I have to be very careful with what I get into.
That's how I was with World of Warcraft. It's like I was in a guild, we were doing really well, and it's like every time, well, we got something we got to do. I'm like, well, that's fine, but we got a raid going on at this point, and this time I need to be back for it because I'm a main member of the guild, and if I'm not there, then it looks bad on me. And
yeah,
like,
it looks bad on me if I'm not in this invisible
world.
It's a weird.
I ended up quitting. I literally played all the time, and then I quit until I bought the year subscription. That was almost 10 years between, probably a little bit more, between the two times I quit World of Warcraft and when I started World of Warcraft again. But it got so bad that even the people in our guild, like, we would get into arguments. Like, some of us knew each other. A lot of us were in, like what this group is. It's like some of us were a state over, stuff like that. There was so much drama going on that it was not good. Like, it was really, really bad to the point where it's like, I just had to be like, I was good friends with a lot of them, and I don't even talk to them to this. I mean, some of them I'm still friends with on Facebook and stuff, but I'm like, no, I had to back away because it was just such a.
It's like the world of MMOs is so interesting, and this is a tangent I didn't expect. Because I played MMO since EverQuest. I played text-based MUDs before that, which really, really dates me. Like, some of my closest friends I met through MMOs. Tone, I met through Star Wars Galaxies, an MMO. Some of the other folks up there in Michigan I met through those as well. Contango, one of my really close friends, is, I met him. He was my co-tank in World of Warcraft. And like, it's so weird to me that like I met this guy online and then like ended up meeting him because of a work trip. And then like me and my wife got invited to their wedding, and like I just got to see him recently and meet his kids and all this. Like I like, it's this weird world, but it's like, it's a drug. It's very much a drug. Like, because there's a lot of FOMO if you don't show up, and then like there's just that serotonin hit if you're pushing content where you're just like, oh man, we did this, and there's nobody to talk about it to except the people in your guild because nobody else cares. So Julia says Josh is doing some of that currently with his guild now. Got to be home by X time when raid, and raid is gruel. Last 15 minutes. Yeah. That was an awesome raid, by the way. I really enjoyed that as a warlock because I tanked the one, or not gruel. That was, I think, God, I'm not even going to go down that road. But anyways, we tangented off, and I think Julia hit it on the head with those people on the RP servers of WoW are more likely to dip their toe into D&D if the content is content they know, like they know the world. Watch this segue. And it's much like when I started playing a Star Wars tabletop game when I was in high school because it was so easy for me to step into that world because I knew that freaking world. So if I had to like come up with stuff off the top of my head, I knew it. So it wasn't an issue. So wow.
Something happened with Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram went down. It's an Instagram side thing, so I'm just gonna close it. Sorry, Instagram people.
Sorry, peeps.
We still love you.
So I don't think I looked today. They have not. I don't think they've officially said Star Wars is coming, but it's coming to D&D.
It was literally 3 images. It was D&D and
Darth Vader, right?
yeah, it was Dungeons and Dragons with the Star Wars backdrop, with the space, and then Dungeons and Dragons written out in white like Star Wars is, but in the Dungeons and Dragons font, and then it was Star Wars, but it was red like the Dungeons and Dragons red, but with the space background, and then it was Darth Vader standing there, and for some reason he looks to me a little more armored than he actually is. But that was it. Just those 3 images is all they gave us. And I have thoughts on it, but not the Star Wars expert. So I will at first, and then I will go into my fit about
You are breaking up a lot. I don't know if that's just me or if y'all are seeing that too.
No, he was. There was a lot of lag.
But I'll be real quick about mine. People who know me know Star Wars is a pretty huge passion of mine at an extreme level. I like it because the D20 system that D&D has come up with is so good that I think Star Wars deserves to live in that world. What I don't or will never allow is that Star Wars content to be in my D&D content. No Force users, no lightsabers. The tech doesn't fit. But if they want to go down a tangent using the rule sets and things developed over all these years of D&D, I am happy that they do that, and I will probably play. I have the Aliens tabletop game sitting right on the other side of my monitor. So like, I obviously love sci-fi tabletop kind of stuff. So I'm good with that. But I'd like to hear y'all's take on that. Let's start with Quentin and work
I
our
actually
way up.
looked at it earlier, and it's set to
Okay.
come out in 27, and it's taking place during the season of the Rebellion. So you'll have
Okay.
like Darth Vader, and then like, you know, Han Solo, and everything.
Yeah.
And I have friends who really want to do a Star Wars D&D campaign, but one of the biggest problems was there's no official D&D content.
Yes.
So they kept looking at different people, you know, user created content. So I think if they come out officially into D&D Beyond, it might help them play, but actually get a chance to create the characters and create the world a little better.
I'll make the caveat. I'm going to buy it. Okay. I'm just unless they prove me wrong, like Jeff was saying that like it's more fantasy armored kind of base, like it doesn't fit into my D&D world. So that's not going
In our
to
stuff,
happen.
it doesn't make sense.
No. But to be able to run a one shot or things like that, Star Wars, sign me freaking up. So I played the old one from the 90s.
Yep.
West End Games, I think, put that out. It was a D20 system as well. I have the book sitting around here somewhere, and it was a lot of fun. The rules were terrible, but yeah. So Quentin found some information on that. So you're actually kind of excited because your friends would be excited to play that.
Yeah, because we've been trying to play a Star Wars-based D&D with them. Like, his idea was a series of one-shots that take place in various battles, and you
Yeah.
level up as you're going, instead of trying doing like how we have it for here.
World, yeah.
Yeah. So like, I've been wanting to play with him. He's been busy. We've been busy, and it'd only be like 4 of us.
Yeah, so this could be the gateway into that.
I think it could.
You would definitely have a lot of people crossover because of the fact that Star Wars is such a big fandom in
And
general.
a Star Wars tabletop game is going to have such a better story than anything Disney would ever dream to put out, minus their animation. It's just going to be good
Wizards of the
Star Wars.
Coast writing it, are you sure? Wizards of the Coast writing it.
Well, rules are different, but like the actual story being told is going to be better than. I mean, I've seen the Acolyte, but now Star Wars animation is great. Don't get me wrong. I love Star Wars animation. I think Maul was amazing, but like and Clone Wars and Rebels and all those.
Bad Batch.
all, Bad Batch. They're all.
Love Bad Batch.
Yeah, Rebels is top tier for me once you get past the first season. But yeah, so Jeff, you had a take here. So what's your take?
So I actually disagree with you 100%. And the reason, and good thing you're the DM, because we now live as of 5.5, we now live in a world of hover chairs, robotic limbs, laser rifles. Those are all things that are available to us in the player's handbook, the DMG, like
They are. Laser rifles are in there.
They leaned really, really heavy into the sci-fi and the artificer in 5.5. And so to say, like, no lightsaber, well, you're going to have an artificer, like, you're telling me that he can't build a lightsaber? You know, I get not giving your Echo Knight fighter one, but the artificer, like, you know, like I said, he already can build a laser rifle.
Yeah, and you know what? That's I hate those things. I've seen them in there, and I'm just like, why are these in here? And I don't know where they came in there or if it was a joke because their damage is stupid. Like it's like 8d10 or something. Like it's super crazy.
Yeah.
And that's why they like I would never even entertain one of those.
See, but you
appearing.
say that, but think about a +3 Holy Avenger. You're talking about something that'll probably outdo a lightsaber. You know what I mean? And it's a later build. It's a later weapon. It's something for that character to aspire to. You know what I mean? And so
We're playing in Drastin's world. We're never going to see +3 anything.
That's true.
I disagree. So going back to our very early part of it, where you talked about you and Drastin talking about like beefing up your Echo. Like when I saw mine, I was like when he showed it to me, I was like, "Are you sure? Like, are you sure you want to give me this? Like, this is." And you got to think some of the things I've been able to do with that have been very clutch. And so that's the thing is you're saying before you even see what a lightsaber is, you don't want it in your universe, but like you would allow one of us to play an artificer, and we can literally build guns as artificers, and we can build hover chairs, and we can replace limbs.
So, and this is the nerd in me. So, nerd alert. You know, if I had a little alert to pop up here. Lightsabers are very, very difficult to use without being force attuned. Like and I think Mandalorian did a good job of like displaying that when they were talking about the dark saber, where it was just like he's like it's heavy, but it's not heavy. It doesn't make sense, and it was very, very difficult for him to use. Now Grievous having him was different because he's a robot, so he's just like programmed to do like spin them in circles. Woo! Like you could have put swords in his hands, it wouldn't have changed anything. But to actually wield one, because they don't have counterweight, like it's very cumbersome without being force attuned. Again, this is the nerd side of me. So like that's where I have to be like, yeah, like what's the penalty for not being force aligned and trying to use a lightsaber? You know?
Just chop someone else's head off.
I'm good with it having to be like, you know, when we see it, because like that's the one good thing that I love about this group, and this is the first time I've ever heard you say no to something before you even see it.
Yeah,
but I mean, like that thing is like, you know, we've done some amazing things as a group with like designing the Echoes, designing backstories, changing species up and backgrounds. Like, I think that once you have that book in hand, you shouldn't tell our viewers anything that you might walk back on, because I mean, like, their version of a blaster may be better suited for our campaign than what we currently have with antimatter rifles or the pulse rifles. It may be
Yeah.
something that you're like, oh, hey, this adapts better.
I can't see my head shifting around there. I'm hoping it's its own world. Like it has its own player handbook, has its own DM guide. I hope it's its own thing. So I'm okay with that. I'll buy into that. You can do SW Beyond, and have its own website with its own thing. Like, I'm fine with that. But like, I just don't think it fits. Maybe I have
Well,
to grow.
even in the earlier Star Wars role playing game, it was very difficult. You couldn't just be a Jedi. Like if you were to play, if your character was going to be a Jedi, it was like you had to go through this like remarkable bullshit just to even get your lightsaber. Which again, lore, that's lore. But it was like if my character wasn't, my character couldn't just pick up the lightsaber and start waving it around. Like they did some weird stuff. Yeah.
And
Like, I didn't play
there
a
was
lot
even
of
the
it,
like, if you had a lightsaber, much like Star Wars Galaxies was like, you didn't wear it on your hip because you were playing in that time of rebellion where there were no Jedi, so Jedi were hunted. So you hid everything about being force sensitive.
well, and it's like it's been a while, but wasn't there like you had a point system? Like you had to put points in the
Yeah.
skill.
Yeah, it was well done. Makes me want to break that old book out, but it's very old.
Itch.
Yeah. But no, this is good. This is interesting. So when that book comes out, we may have to do like a dungeon banter talking about like how this fits in the hot takes, because I know without a shadow of the doubt that Justinian is not going to let my hot takes be forgotten. So,
No, I don't think it's even a hot take. I think it's a very real take. It's just, like I said, it's surprising hearing that come from you, that like no, because I've never heard you say no without actually having the information in front of you. So far, we
Yeah.
have 3 images, and that's it.
I think
You
the
know.
only one I've said hard no to was the blob race. I don't.
But you and I, like, this is going into
Yeah.
the player stuff, but you and I discussed it, and we talked about it, because that was my original idea for a character, and I said I was willing to concede all of these powers of being the blob, and you were like, yeah, but now you're not doing as much as other species are, so I'd rather not. And I was like, okay, well, I'll rework it then.
Yeah, I need to go back and reread some of those, because I think I'm not a big fan of the Klicknick as well. Whatever the bug race is, Thraxon or. I don't know.
Let me tell you, you should be thanking your lucky stars that Bishop's playing what he's playing in my mini campaign versus campaign 3, because I saw that character and I was like, oh shit.
But that leads us to one of the other neat things about D&D is the revival of old content, and we can talk for hours about how that's kind of a cash grab situation from Hasbro, and it is, as they put out 5.5, and they have now redone Ravenloft, which has been around for 20 years. I see a lot of people, especially Joe Manganiello. He wants Dragonlance brought back. He's a big fan of Dragonlance.
They're working on it.
That's what I hear. And again, that goes back a long time. But I was actually shocked at the recent news that they're going to re-release Dark Suns. Now, I have seen Dark Suns. I knew nothing about it till I started seeing some content on it. Do you? Any of you have?
I have never played it ever. I didn't even know about it until recently. But I just watched a review, and one of those guys that were talking about it, and they're coming out with 3 new books which aren't 3 new books. One of them is literally the player's handbook that we have now. They just redid the artwork.
Yeah. They
What the fuck?
Jeff, did
Like-
you do any Dark Suns?
So yes, I played a 3.5 Dark Suns campaign,
Sure.
and the stuff that you like to do to torture the character psychologically as a DM,
Yeah.
that is very, very heavy in there. So like there was a race in Dark Suns where literally the more powerful, like the more you level up, even if you multi-class, because like 3.5 multi-classing was the only way to be a well-rounded character. But you also leveled up as your race, but you got more terrifying and more demonic looking the more you did, and so there was that, and then the crisis of consciousness with the campaign that was set in 3.5 with Dark Suns. I would be very interested to play it. However, I do not want to watch anybody stream it because just the dark fantasy of it would probably not do well for younger audiences. Like you wouldn't
Yeah.
want a kid to click on it.
So from what I understand, one of the things is there's no gods in this world, and
Correct.
the races are they're the races but they're different, and this is one of the point of controversy with this new remake. Like slavery was a big part of Dark Suns. Like a lot of races enslaved other races. Now I'm hearing in this new one they're kind of removing that. I don't know how you remove that since it's such a big cornerstone part of Dark Suns.
I don't see how they could. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt. It's
No.
just like all the shit they gloss over in not only Arnold Schwarzenegger's Conan, but Jason Momoa's Conan regarding
Yeah.
like slavery and sex trafficking and dark magic. Like all of those really dark gothic, dark fantasy themes are in Dark Suns, and it was kind of what Dark Suns was all about. So
Yeah.
to say you're going to tone it down, it's like saying you're going to release a PG version of RoboCop. Like, what have you got?
Well, and it's like I was looking at some stuff today, and they were talking about what was it called? It was some sort of something tree where you literally had to make 4 characters because your character was not going to survive. Period. Like you had to
Yeah.
have at least 4 backup characters in general to even play the damn campaign.
Tone
And
is
it's
saying
just-
like they had gladiator fighting, and that kind of stuff. It just seems I get where Justinian's coming from with like it's not great for young audiences because it is very much a dark adult world. I like that kind of stuff. I think like that I love dark magic and like you said manipulation and all that. It is death and more death. So it's an interesting take that they went that direction instead of like speeding up Dragonlance. But I was shocked. I'm pleasantly surprised by that, and I'll be interested to see what we can take from that to use elsewhere. Because I think bits of that world can fit in subsections of a regular Sword Coast kind of world.
I would agree with that. Like I said, like there's going to be a large amount of inspiration for you as a DM in Dark Suns.
Planescape, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't
Yeah,
there a mechanic? Wasn't there a mechanic that they were talking about where it's like you can automatically kill somebody, like decapitation and shit like that?
Yes.
Like
So
we've
there
had the
was-
card come up
there was-
randomly, but this is going to be like a mechanic.
there was a body die where like when you crit hit, unlike the way crit rules have worked, but like when you crit hit, the DM rolled the body die part, or he allowed the player to, and like there was like the heart, which stood for you take a vital organ and then that's it. Like that's instant death. And then there was, the skull, and that was an instant like decapitation. And then there was a sword, which was if they have just one weapon arm, you take out their weapon arm. If the shield came up, then their defensive arm or their secondary arm was the one that went. And I mean, it was bloody. It was violent. The first 3 levels of the campaign that I played, you start in like a prison cell doing gladiatorial games, and like you're grouped with the other PCs in your sleeping bunks, and the whole like you're stuck there until you figure out the way to escape.
Yeah.
And then Tone just
I mean,
swore at us and said
They start out at level 3 too. There was no level 1 and 2. It was you started at level 3, from what I understood.
well, maybe that's why we had to work our way through level 1 and level 2, was because we were getting into that campaign. I mean, you're literally talking 30 years ago.
Like I said, I never played it. These are things I'm finding now when I was looking at some stuff.
But with
No
all
metal
this-
armor.
Yeah.
Metal at all. It's
Yeah.
wood, obsidian, stone, bones, and insect cheese.
Yeah.
I was looking into it too before the stream.
Yeah, they said it was a lot like Monster Hunter with the you killed monsters and used their bones as your armor.
You have metal and stuff in Monster Hunter. Because you have
Well,
ores you
I mean-
mine and you smelt.
You do in this one too. You just have to. They're really expensive and rare. Because they were saying water was a huge monetary thing too. Like
I
you
thought
didn't
I read
have
that
gold.
it's like
You could use
resource
water as
prize.
yeah.
So one of the
Resource
things
scarce?
that's got me excited about all these new things coming out, and I don't know if this is going to be in the Dark Sun book or if this is another Arcana book, but they are supposedly re-releasing the Psionicist as a class.
It's part
It
of
would
this.
be it'd be in
Dark Side.
dark.
So that was one, like back in the day, that was my favorite class. Was
Mr. Boom
Psionicist.
Mine Man.
It's the mind stuff, and Jeff's smiling because he knows that there's not a lot of defense against mental things. Like
I mean, like it's one of the things that I love about a warlock is all the mentalist shit that comes up with it.
Yeah, so
Well,
I know
I
Tone
like
is a
the-
big fan of Psionicist as well.
Yeah, I like the fact that I'm actually surprised that D&D hasn't done it more. But like, I like the fact that they're, especially in Dark Sun, where they're discussing you can use magic, but at a toll. So like by you using magic, you're killing things around you. Like you're absorbing their energies to use your magic. Like that's very interesting.
Yeah, it's I feel like it's definitely for the higher end players. Like it's not a world that you're like, hey, this is the first one I'm gonna start
Yeah, let's
in,"
start this
you know?
one.
So, but
Ever
this-
played
this-
D&D before, boy?
but we'll definitely be bringing over the Scion as an available class choice once that is available. And they've dipped their toe around psionic stuff for a while now. There's some subclass features. There's some feats. There's the Psi Warrior.
The Bard spell list. I mean, Vicious Mockery, Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Those were traditionally like more of those psionic type effects, not necessarily spells as they are, but yeah, more of those psionicist effects.
So that's a pretty exciting thing. I always like when we get new classes, new subclasses. Those are the most exciting things for me. I know we talked extensively over the new like artificer class, the map maker, the cartographer. Like seems really cool, like pretty creative. I like when we get new stuff like that. Unless it's Blood Hunter. God, they suck. God, they suck.
That needed
poor
a lot
poor
of
Galtier.
Lauren played a Blood Hunter in a one shot I did with her. She really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
It definitely needs to be worked on. But you know what though, and that's the thing. It's like it gets introduced in Critical Role, and then they don't do anything with it.
Yeah.
Like they just
That's
left it.
that's because one of their cast members killed himself in his own fight, and they were all like, "Oh." So, yeah, but I think that's like the D&D news that is getting the most ripples right now. The WoW stuff, the Star Wars stuff, and of course Dark Sun with hints. I'd forgot about Planescape. Fanboy Tone brought that up. I don't know anything about Planescape outside of like there was a PC game about it when I was a kid in the 90s. And I never played it because, of course, anything D&D when I was a kid made you go straight to hell. So
That game is the devil.
Yep.
D&D showed me their movies, and I like them too.
You would have thought. The PC game is about it. I'm sure it was. I never. It was Planescape Torment, I think was the name of it. I can see there was like a dude's face on the cover. I still see that, but I never played it. The City of Door Sigil. I'm sure it's a world that I would enjoy, but so to round this out about this particular discussion is like it's fun to bring these worlds into point. Like I was able to use a lot of the Eberron stuff for Mechanus, just because, you know, that fit there. And much like I think there's going to be a situation where like a mini Dark Sun area is going to be quite plausible in a campaign at some point. I just don't know about Star Wars. I don't know.
I like how you softened. It went from never to I just don't know.
The Lady of Pain. That's the lady? That's a lady?
Yeah, I'm looking at the art right now, and I saw that message. I was like, why?
That's no lady?
Isn't she on the cover of the DMG, the new DMG?
I don't know. I'm gonna pop this over here.
They remade it for the PS4?
There's no way that's a lady. The dude's got Chad chin.
Wow.
If that's a lady. It's actually say you play as the nameless one, an immortal scarred man who wakes up in a mortuary with total amnesia. Every time you die, you revive, but past memories are wiped clean. Now that's a fun mechanic that we should do.
What? I saw there's a homebrew background of Amnesia.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So, whole thing on it.
I don't know. I'm looking at Planescape Torment, and I don't know. That's a dude. Look at the neck and the neckline. She's a lady. She's a lady. Whoa, whoa, whoa. She's a lady. I don't know.
You can buy the enhanced edition for PC.
Yeah,
Linux,
but like
Switch, Steam, Xbox, $20.
I'm sure. So yeah, any other topics you want
That's
to
a
bring up
dude.
before?
There's another photo of him full body, and it's a dude.
See. I think maybe he's thinking of different artwork. I mean, we're looking
Maybe.
at Planescape Torment. Is there any other D&D related or campaign related stuff y'all wanted to bring up before we break into anything else?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this now, like, because we thought we were gonna be on campaign 3, like, the character that I build might change if we get different subclasses, because, you know, I was gonna rock one, but, like, you know, if a better fit comes along for the character's concept, we're gonna have to rework it.
We got time. We got time.
What have we got still? Like 3 level ups? 2? 2 level ups? 2.
You guys are 18 now. Yeah. So we're about to. It's gonna be good. Like, it's gonna be sad to finish it up, but I'm like excited for campaign 3 just because got better idea of how to write and how to keep things consistent. So
Are you gonna ex-nay the what's it called? The house thing?
no, but we'll follow
The Bastion.
the Bastion. No, but we'll be able to follow it from the beginning rather than like starting it in the middle and trying to implement what we'd already done. I think the Bastion's a good thing. I think it's good to have a home base of some sort, some safe place in the city to kind of, or in the countryside. It may be like Buddhist, Scutus's brother has a farmstead that he leaves y'all out there.
Let's go,
Out-
Scutus.
So
The
Or
lot
it's-
of fuckers.
yeah, so it's still a lot to get done with that, but yeah, so that's where we're at. I know in the gaming world, it's kind of exciting. There's a lot coming up. There's the Aliens Fireteam 2 we're looking at picking up. If the price point's right, no pre-order for that. Weirdly enough, I think it comes out like tomorrow.
What?
Yeah, weird. Yeah, they came out on their like Insta and said, "Hey, we're not doing pre-orders, so nobody knows the price." The first game was great. I don't know if y'all. I know Jeff's not as much of a gamer anymore as he used to be.
For the same reasons you talked about selling your EverQuest shit.
Yeah, I fully understand.
So, do you guys remember, like the first SmackDown versus Raw that you could like have wrestling matches on the internet against people? Like you could
Yeah.
go online with your home built wrestler and you could enter these federations. I got so addicted to like winning the world titles and keeping them in all these different federations with my custom character that like I'm pretty sure that caused my divorce. I'm pretty sure that was a contributor.
I tell you, like, it's not bad to deal with those things if you're self-aware that you have a problem. Like, I'm self-aware that I have a problem, and I think I'm really good now of like cutting off and walking away from stuff, or at least being like, oh, this is becoming a problem. But back in the day, that wasn't there.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad life didn't lead me down a path where I got into, drugs or, alcohol real bad at an early age, because it would have been a real problem. I'm glad my addiction stuff is typically gaming. So, but some of the other ones, if you were a fan of the old pod racing game, which was amazing on the N64, they're coming out with Star Wars racing game that looks amazing, and it's going to have online racing with circuits and everything. That's coming out soon. Star Wars Zero Company's coming out, which is an XCOM style tactical.
Yeah, I was
game.
gonna say I saw some stuff on that. I may have to get that one.
I'm waiting. Like, I want to pre-order, but I'm not going to pre-order.
I'm
because
not pre-ordering.
I want
but
to. I want to see
I
some
like
reviews
XCOM.
on it.
I love
Yeah.
XCOM, so it's like that's something I can definitely get into. Wolverine comes out next month.
Yeah.
Um,
Probably won't pick that one up myself, but I know that a lot
I
of
definitely-
people are,
yeah.
like super waiting for that one.
there's already people complaining that it's not doesn't follow the continuity of comic books, but I'm like, who cares? You want to play Wolverine? You want to fucking kill people? Do it.
Did the old X-Men side scroller follow the continuity of the comic books? No.
Yeah.
Oh, you
freaking
mean with their
cares?
8-foot tall sentinels? Well, yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah. But didn't you play hours of it? Because it was good.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
I swear, and this is a soapbox I'm not gonna climb up on, but like, it's so hard in today's culture to like just enjoy something for what it is. And I'm guilty as anyone else, but like when it comes to like movies and games, this whole neckbeard thing of just like, well, actually, and it's just like, I understand that a little bit. I am definitely that way. Like, I watched Mandalorian Grogu. I had a real problem with the Hutt in there speaking basic. Like, that's not possible. But there were so many other things to hate about that movie that was just a small part of what that
So
was.
did you give Disney your money to see
No.
that?
I
No.
absolutely did not.
Good job. Proud of you. Me either. Nope.
Say it's on my watch. It's on my watch list, but I'm not paying for it.
but like, yeah. So and it's that way with movies and games and stuff like that. And sometimes you just have to enjoy something for what it is, right? Like, and again, I hate to keep going back to this, but like Masters of the Universe, had a 0 bar for it, and I've watched it twice already, and like I really enjoy that movie because you know what? It was my childhood. Did it have the best plot? No. Did it have the best acting? No. But was it just a freaking fun movie that like hit all the member berries from my youth? Yes. And I will watch it again because of that. And the D&D movie was the same way. Like I loved that movie. Was it cheesy? Was it corny? Yes, but it's also the best D&D movie that has ever been made. And that's a very easy bar to hop over.
See, but that's the thing. It's like it took me a minute to want to watch He-Man. Because you look at stuff like what they did with G.I. Joe, and they fucking ate it up and shit it out.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
Whoever
you
made Masters
don't
of the
give a
Universe,
shit about anybody that was a fan of this franchise.
whoever made Masters of the Universe just wanted to be like, you know what? I played with the toys as a kid, and I just want to make a movie that like reminds me of that nostalgia of the stupid stuff. And like, yeah, like we're seeing Julia. She loved Masters of the Universe. Tones watched it 5 times after he pre-ordered his Wolverine game, that's a feat. He doesn't pre-order anything, so it must be good.
So, like, on to this topic, because you brought up G.I. Joe, Bishop, and
Yeah.
I have to tell you, like, I went into, spoilers, I went into that Transformers Rise of the Beast, and I was like, okay, it's not going to be Beast Wars, and it's not going to be G1, it's going to be some hodgepodge of the two. And then that 30-second plug for G.I. Joe at the end of that fucking movie ruined that movie for me. I was fine the whole movie. I was like, I'm cool, this is cool, it's different, but it's all right. And then they were like, oh, G.I. Joe, and I was like, you sons of bitches.
You know what? And
I watched 2 of the Transformer movies, and I couldn't watch any more after that.
You want to watch? You'll feel. I want you guys to just like be in tune with the world around you. You're gonna feel the anger from Tone as I say this, but his favorite part of the Transformer movie is when Optimus Prime's like walking around the house and he steps on something. He's like, "Oh, sorry," and like he's creeping around the house. Now I just have to wait 10 seconds for that message to get into his ear, and then we'll see a response.
I mean, can we talk about the fact that they could turn into humans? They turned into humans once.
He said, "Look, see there it
and
is."
never did it again the entire time in any other movie.
My bad. Optimus says, "My bad." He gets so bent out of shape about that
what
one.
movie is this?
The first Transformers movie.
Like right after Bumblebee gets discovered.
They're like
the
waiting.
Autobots
They're
are
like
waking up.
outside of Sam Witwicky's house. You know,
Like I don't remember. God, I don't remember that. I haven't seen it since it came out.
Oh,
You know what's funny? He's gonna block us from watching his stream tomorrow night because you did that.
I know. 2007 Michael Bay robot film. That it wasn't Transformers.
But I'm just saying, like, what was it, the second or the third movie where it's like, oh, we turned into a sexy fembot, and they never did it again the entire fucking franchise. Like, they can't turn into fucking humans.
I
Oh
was
yeah,
I
that's the
was
second one, I
kinda
think.
I was kind of lost when Devastator had balls, you know, and I was just like, again, you have to watch the movie for what it is and be like, this is going to be trash. So like, just enjoy it.
Well, even the G.I. Joe movies, it's like they kill off all the G.I. Joes in like the first 10 minutes of the fucking movie.
I turn into a Fimbot every Saturday. Give me a call.
You know what the worst part is? I hope none of you guys had to suffer through it like I did. I went and saw that fucking Snake Eyes movie in the theater, and I couldn't defend it. I couldn't. Like, my friends were like, "You're a fan of this?" And I was like, "No, I'm not a fan of this. I'm a fan of what came in the '80s." Like,
Yeah.
fucking awful.
That movie was shit, and then they released a shit ton of shitty fucking toys to go with that shitty fucking movie. It wasn't even part of the fucking classified shit.
Oh God.
my
Yeah.
God. I'm like, oh look, Snake Eyes can talk, and he shows his face for 3/4 of the fucking movie. This is great, thanks.
Tone got 20 minutes in Snake Eyes and turned it off.
Hey,
I will watch the worst low budget fucking horror movie over and over again before I watch half of those fucking movies
Oh,
again.
He would watch the Tubi movie Sand, which is
Yeah.
horrible.
You see titties. Woohoo!
Which he told me, hey dude, you got to watch this movie. And I put it on, and I'm like, why, Mike? Why did you tell me to watch this movie?
That's because we were sending each other bad movies.
We were. And not all Tubi movies are bad. Piper was actually
No.
pretty decent. But yeah, no, like, and see, this goes back to what you're saying. Like, sometimes you just got to enjoy a movie for what it is, or a game for what it is. But sometimes there's a line that you just can't get over. You know, like, yeah, it's.
So, I'm gonna say this. I actually enjoyed the second Michael Bay TMNT movie. The first one I didn't like, but the second one I was like, okay, without the super robot armor on Shredder, it's not anywhere near as obtuse.
The fact that we got a live action Bebop and Rocksteady, I was so happy.
And I really like how they made their outfits kind of match their personalities, like with Raphael taping up his fist and being the only one that does it, and like Leonardo having the samurai shit. Like, I just enjoyed it for what it was. And probably because TMNT wasn't my franchise, like G.I. Joe and Motu were my franchises, I could live with the changes.
The only thing that bothered me was, like, and this might just be the 90s in me, but, like, I couldn't get over what they looked like. They looked awful, in my opinion. Like, I guess I really enjoyed the rubber suit, like, turtles from the 90s. If they would have just followed the story a little bit better, like, I still love the memes from nowadays of, like, where they're showing the Foot Clan and they're all playing, like, arcade games and skateboarding and everything, and it's like, who wouldn't want to hang out here? This
Right.
is awesome.
All I gotta do is steal a TV every once in a while. Okay.
Right? But, like, we never got Bebop and Rocksteady in those, but we got Vanilla Ice. I mean,
I think that you are drastically underrating how awesome Vanilla Ice was in that movie.
Go
Like-
Ninja, Go Ninja, Go.
Yes. Like, you're telling me you didn't come out of that movie, like, doing the dance? Like,
Oh no, I definitely did, because that was
Right.
that timeline, man.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
I mean,
And then
come on. This was also the time frame where we were getting Hammer Pants cartoons and
yeah, I had some Hammer Pants. Yeah, man. I got in trouble at school because we weren't allowed to wear what they considered sweatpants. You had to wear jeans. And
so you come out with the genie looking pants. They have glitter in them too. They're dressed in.
well, you know. Also, we got an also from Tone. I don't know if we should be scared or Optimus would not say my bad. My bad.
Oh, man. I'll tell you, though, like, going down, like, this nostalgia thing, not just with Dungeons & Dragons, but, like, these movies, these TV shows from our childhood, like, it blows my mind just what we accepted as good entertainment in the late 80s and early 90s. Like,
That's what we had.
I know, but like I went back and I watched the entire Nightmare on Elm Street series,
It's so
getting ready
bad.
for our talk, and like, yo, bitch, it's MTV time, and then he shoves her into the TV that his head
Yeah.
popped out of. I'm like, oh my god!
And you
like,
know what though? And Dream Warriors is pretty much one of the better movies, and that's in it. It's like that's the problem.
That's not true. Freddy versus Jason is the best one.
It's
And that is, even though it's completely horrible, it is the best, to my opinion. Even the first one. The first one would have been good if they had just cut it off before the end scene.
Right.
I don't need to see a sex doll being pulled in through a fucking glass door.
yeah. But I mean, so many of those stuck. As Gwenton knows, because this is what got us talking about other things. Is like movies like that have disappeared from people's memory but are in ours, like My Science Project, right? What a great movie. And like I had forgotten about it till something else came up, and I'm like, I forgot, I need to watch this movie, and you can't find it. It just doesn't exist anymore. We found it, don't get me wrong.
I just watched it last weekend.
Really?
Yes.
I forgot that like Dennis Hopper's in it, and like, you know, as the teacher, but like, you know, there's those like explorers, and where they make the spaceship out of a tilt-a-whirl, thing, and
That sounds like the first Jimmy Neutron movie.
and the Flight of the Navigator. You
Flight
know,
of the
like,
Navigator. What was it? Space Camp or Space Quest? Space Camp?
Space Camp, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my
It
god.
took me. My ex wanted that. That was one of her favorite movies, and it took me forever to find it on DVD. Like forever to find
You guys
it.
ready for one that made you cry as a kid and you'll never admit it on this live stream? Radio Flyer.
I'm not sure I watched it.
What? The kids build an airship out of a Red Rider wagon?
Yeah, I don't think I watched
I
it.
don't think I watched that one either.
Wow.
I mean, we were traumatized by the other 80s movies like Neverending Story and My Girl and all these.
That's right.
G.I. Joe, 87, Transformers.
G.I. Joe,
Wolfman's
Transformers, the
got
movie.
nards. Yep, I still watch Monster Squad.
Squad, yeah. Freddy. No, nobody loves Jason X. What are you talking
Jason
about?
X. Now hold on. Jason X.
Great. Yeah.
Jason X has one of the best kill scenes, in my opinion, with the liquid nitrogen, and the fact that they had the holograph girls smoking marijuana and having premarital sex. To this day, is my favorite.
The fact that they managed to lure him in with that holodeck, like, oh my god. Now, yeah, like, we're going to have a whole thing on Jason and the hockey mask because I have, like, so many thoughts on the hockey mask itself. But, oh, yeah.
But that's another franchise that it wasn't really great. It was just there was so many of them, and then in the 80s, that's what people watched.
Right?
Yeah, Monster Squad was great.
I just made Jess watch Sleepaway Camp for the first time.
I still haven't seen it.
It's horrible. It's a horrible movie. But
It
the
looks
twist
awful.
ending.
One of the fever dreams? Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah.
Look at the images. One of the fever. I keep calling them fever dreams. Is I remember watching a movie with my dad, where like you basically had a kaiju. They got killed and slowly deteriorated to bones, and then like aliens came back from like a million years ago and resurrected it while people were inside of it, and it came back to life and killed people. And I'm like, I don't remember what movie that was. It was a sci-fi. Like
That doesn't sound
Sci-fi.
familiar to me either.
Like it might have been they were like they uncovered the bones, and then the aliens came back and brought it back to life. Like, see if I can find anything.
Yeah, Tone's a big fan of kaiju, so like, I mean, he's a big fan of Pacific Rim and Pacific.
Yeah,
Rim.
I love how
enjoy
I love how I
it.
find out that they're doing a Hello Kitty Godzilla mashup, and I'm like, look, Parker's got one, and then he posts pictures of 30 of them on his desk, and I'm like, well,
Really
okay.
cool. Can you really call Fanboy like a Godzilla fan when his favorite is the 1998 Matthew Broderick Godzilla?
I know
Like,
he's
can
a
you really
I
call
love that movie though. I mean, I think it's like my first
that's
Godzilla movie.
Tony's
But
favorite Godzilla. So I mean, if the
what,
98
5,
Godzilla,
4, 3, 2, 1. Here it comes. He can't even type fast enough. Because he liked the Jamiroquai song, you know,
Yeah.
because there was a whole bit with with that movie. It's funny because like before I knew Tone, I enjoyed that movie for what it was, but yeah, I never thought of it as much. It was Godzilla in name, but like it didn't feel like a Godzilla movie. But
no, it was a cash grab off of Jurassic Park. Like
it was definitely, yeah. But like that was back, like when we were growing up, when three of us were growing up. Like when a movie came out, they went all in. Like there were Taco Bell toys. There was like song soundtracks of like all the famous artists and stuff. I just saw a clip on Instagram the other day that reminded me of what was it, Queen of the Damned, when like they had this awesome soundtrack that went with it because it was a vampire movie and vampires were so big in the '90s. Like they went all out on a movie.
The
back
lead
then.
singer of Korn wrote all of the songs for Lestat. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know if you knew that or not, but yeah.
Well, that was the
Jonathan
thing. It was like Anne Rice was on a big kick back then too, and it's like if you watched Interview with the Vampire, so then all of a sudden you get
Yeah.
Queen of the Damned, and people are like, "Oh my God, it's another Anne Rice book," and it
This-
wasn't all that great.
you could only get the song by buying the soundtrack. That's right, and I had a lot of soundtracks from.
That's all I would buy back then. I'm like, I could get more songs by buying soundtracks than I could
Okay,
just
was
getting
it-
a CD.
shameless, admit to the group, I own the Blade soundtrack on CD, and I have danced in my house alone to that.
Yeah.
soundtrack.
Hey man,
The soundtrack was great.
that,
Blade
if
2
we're-
is still one of my favorite movies.
If we're admitting weird soundtracks, one of my favorites that I listened to, and my parents thought I had a problem. I listened to the Braveheart soundtrack almost on loop constantly.
Oh, that's a good one.
I was obsessed with instrumental music growing up. Like no words, just and I like even to this day I love that. In fact, I probably have that disc, that CD sitting in a box over here because we still have all our CDs from the '90s. We do, like I told my wife, I'm like, we should really throw them out. She's like, but we spent money on those. I'm like, but we have nothing to play them in. Like,
Yeah.
the Blade soundtrack is awesome. Tone says.
Yeah.
I don't specifically remember that one.
It was all house.
I was like,
It's all-
I didn't get big. There was a like techno when the Swordfish soundtrack came out. I think I listened to that soundtrack until I burned it out. Like it was.
Look at Julia being the music nerd. Soundtrack or score? I guess technically it was a score. Yeah, I get that. Gladiator had a great. I mean, we used to watch Gladiator like on loop as well.
So, Quentin, the songs that are in movies that you can listen on CDs known as soundtracks. So the songs you heard in the movie all compiled together one disc. And you put the disc in, but you could only listen. There was no video to go with the audio.
unacceptable. I need subtitles to watch movies. Okay.
I think the last soundtrack that I bought was Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's probably one of the best ones. Outside of the Forrest Gump soundtrack, I think Guardians of the Galaxy is probably one of the best soundtracks you can buy.
Okay.
Forrest Gump is top tier because it's just like it's generational music all put in one place. That
Okay.
may be my hot take for
Saint,
today.
man, I haven't watched The Saint in forever. That was a great movie.
Which
That
one?
was Val Kilmer. The Saint with Val
Oh.
Kilmer.
Yeah.
So I'm
Oh,
going to see your Guardians of the Galaxy, and I am going to raise you 1989 Batman. One of the best soundtracks ever. You literally had Prince performing.
Boy,
songs.
I had that on cassette.
I know I'm gonna get flamed for this from multiple angles, but I don't like Prince. So like, I just never liked his music.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just, you know what? There's some of these like I don't get it. Like I can't stand Beastie Boys. I can't stand Rage Against the Machine. You know, like there's some of these that just some
Wait,
music
wait,
just
wait.
rubs
Did you
me the
say
wrong.
Rage Against the Machine?
I can't stand Rage at all.
Oh my
I actually,
god.
it's one of the few bands that come on, and I will literally turn the channel to something else. I would rather listen to modern day country than.
I was okay
Rage
with
Against the Machine.
Prince. I was okay with Beastie Boys. Those are acquired taste. But like Rage Against the Machine, Rage Against the Machine.
I appreciate their messaging. I like their messaging. I like what I just can't stand the vocals and that kind of stuff. I know. Tone's out now, so what about the Romeo and you know, Julie, I've never seen that. I remember the big snafu about it because it was like the old speak but like modern twist to it, but
Yeah.
like
They use guns instead of swords. They drive cars instead of riding horses. Yeah. But
Found the movie.
they use the old English.
I will say I think I've only watched it one time.
I love it. It's almost a yearly watch for me. I love it.
I never saw Romeo and Juliet.
There's actually an action figure company that is coming out with the dual pistols from Romeo and Juliet for action figures, like action 1/12 scale, and I'm so excited for them.
I think what I have to explain to Tone here is like the movies I was allowed to watch as a kid was severely limited. I mean, it really was like you watch something made by Disney or you don't watch it at all kind of thing. And the only time I got to watch movies I wasn't allowed to watch is when I went to my friend Josh's house, and we would always rent something that was wildly inappropriate for our age and watch it. That's where first time I watched Sleepwalkers. And I was just like, wow, this is dark. Like, because I just wasn't allowed to watch that kind of stuff.
So you just go ahead.
No, that's it.
You just unlocked something in my brain, right? Like, so Family Video back when. So Quentin, back in the day before streaming.
You know what Family Video is?
James
what?
is the one that
I
doesn't
had-
know what any
I
of
had
this is.
Iggle Video. Iggle Video was my thing.
But,
ours
like,
was Video Sideline.
In high school, like, because your parents would sign you up for your own card or they would just give you theirs, right? Like, I literally had a card and nobody bothered to ever check what I was renting. And I rented the first Puppet Master movie at the video store. And after seeing that first Puppet Master movie, if it had that little blue and yellow full moon logo, I rented it. So, like, I saw Castle Freak and, like, all these really horrible horror movies.
Subspecies. Subspecies outbreak.
Subspecies, yeah. Oh, man.
Hey, Phoebe Mills, welcome. Right now we're just talking. We talked about some D&D stuff and real life stuff, and now we're just kind of chatting movies and that kind of stuff. So welcome. Typically we're doing D&D tonight, but scheduling's been a little bit of a problem due to busy life stuff.
No, my parents had like 100 VHS tapes with about 4 movies on them.
Oh,
Didn't
God.
care what was on them. They were gone. I'd just throw something in. That's how I first watched Porky's. I watched Bachelor Party. There was so many movies on there, and I'm just like, no supervision.
What's interesting is like
Whatsoever.
my wife watched all these horrible movies and like didn't think like she had watched all the Porky's. I've never seen a Porky's, and she's like, yeah, we used to watch them as a family. I'm like, what? Like,
This is a doll.
yeah.
All the glory hole.
Yeah, like it's very interesting. So like when I graduated high school and moved out, because I like moved out 2 days after I graduated high school, because you could do that back in the 90s. Sorry, kids. I rented all of the classic horrors, like the Jasons, the Freddys, and I went through the entire video library because I wanted to catch up on all this stuff that I wasn't allowed to watch. And I was so disappointed. I was just like, these are so bad.
Yeah. I mean, one of my first jobs, I worked at a movie rental /
man.
sports emporium. So it was like I got to throw stuff on the big screen TV. I took stuff. I started my first high school horror film club because I got all these movies for free. So it's the first time I watched like The Elephant Man and anything that would come out. Man, just anything that would come out, it was new. I'd grab, and there was a lot of bad, a lot of bad.
And that still goes on today. A lot of bad. But that's what keeps the genre alive. I mean, regardless of people's feeling toward Terrifier, that's kind of how Terrifier started. Because like the first one was really bad. All Hallows Eve was really bad. So
now I will say that out of All Hallows Eve, Terrifier, Terrifier 2, and Terrifier 3, the original Terrifier, that is my favorite in the series. I really like if that was a one and done, I think that is a perfect piece of cinema.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree.
For the budget and like what they did and like the general creepy vibe of what they did was good. They were going to make a movie rather than like the shock value of 2 and 3.
Right. Yeah.
Well, he even said it was like after that first one, he was like he wanted to do a more story driven thing, and it's like I get why some people didn't continue on with the Terrifier series. I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm one of those that it's like if I start something, I'd like to finish it, which is why I'm watching the Strangers series now, and I'm like, these are just horrible fucking movies.
Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I just watched Evil Dead Burn the other night, and it was decent. It was decent.
Like I said, it wasn't my favorite.
It wasn't my
favorite, but
yeah, it wasn't my favorite, but like I liked what it did. You know, like it opened the door to like finish that whole thing out, and it was pretty predictable, but still a fun movie.
Did not watch it yet.
That's why I didn't say much more.
I want to watch it from the comfort of my own home because every once in a while, someone in the house that likes to watch those movies with me, like they will need to take a break from it, and like you can't really do that at the movie theater and it not be like a big thing.
Right. Well, it's like that's why I'm like I want to see the Odyssey, even though I'm not a huge fan of that story.
It's good.
I want to see it, but I'm like, I'd rather watch it at home because if I want to take a piss or I want to get a snack, I'm like, I don't want to have to be like, oh my God, this hour, I'm just got like 2 hours left and I got to go to the bathroom.
I don't have a problem.
Because you were. Whatever.
I have a freakish bladder.
So, Mike, I'll believe it or not, like, you know me, I held my bladder that entire 3 hours for that movie.
I try, but there's only so much I can
very
do.
Good.
When you buy the large soda,
oh right,
you ask for a second cup, and you're just trying to.
Okay, so let's do this. The fact that there's like an hour worth of trailers and commercials before the movie even starts. Jesus Christ!
It's like 20 minutes from. If they say it starts at 4 p.m., there's 20 minutes of commercials.
Yeah.
If you get there at 3 o'clock, well, that's on you.
Yeah, well, you know what?
I like to be early.
I mean, I do too. I like watching the previews.
With
well, that was the thing. Like when I went and saw, when I went and saw Burn in theaters, there was a whole bunch of like horror movie trailers, and I'm like, oh great, I don't mind this. So these are movies. That's how I found out that they were doing Soulmate. I didn't realize that they decided to do Soulmate as direct to streaming instead of theaters because of Obsession and another movie. I mean, it basically is like you can tell if you watch Soulmate, you can tell that it's 2 other movies beat it out in theaters, and they were like, "Well, fuck it, just release it." Like They're like, we're not gonna make our money at theaters with this movie.
Yeah.
Another hot take: Obsession really wasn't that great. Like, it was okay.
Whoa. Whoa.
I need to rewatch it, but I mean, I like the concept, but again, it's like these are also YouTubers making movies on low budgets.
Yeah, and I understand that, and I'm not saying it was bad, but like I think it got too much hype that I went into it like overhyped, and I was just like, eh.
Oh yeah, I could see that because like everybody was like, oh, it's the horror movie of the year, and it was good,
Yeah.
but like horror movie of the year, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's month 2 of the year. Shut the
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, and I felt the same way. Like Iron Lung was terrible. I freaking hated it.
Back Rooms,
I haven't
I
watched that yet.
Huge fan of that.
overrated.
Yeah, it was okay, but it like to me it just wasn't.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
overrated.
glad I didn't see that in theaters. I'm glad I didn't fork out $30 for that.
So let's. I think we've spiraled enough, and we'll let these kind people proceed about their night. And we appreciate everyone stopping by and everybody new. Be sure to check us out on all our social media, Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and all that stuff. We just like to have a good time. Typically, we're doing D&D on Mondays, but schedules didn't allow us. Next week, we should be back on Monday for some D&D. But let's end out with an interesting one. Gwynton, what would you say your favorite movie that you've seen this year has been?
I wish I had a list of what I've seen.
Doesn't have to come out this year, but the favorite movie you've watched this year. Yeah, Julia, we're happy to have you around,
God.
hanging out with us.
I'm trying to think what I watched this year. I just watched so much shit. One of the more recent ones I watched of Lauren, Toy Story 5 was way better than we thought it would be.
Okay, I've heard that.
It was decent.
Can't bring myself to watch it, but I've heard
I
that.
can't bring myself to watch it either.
How about you, Mike? What would you say your favorite this year has been?
Top is going to be Spider-Man.
Okay, I have not seen that yet, so I
It is
It's
very
great.
good.
For me, it's great. But then I took Parker to go see Minions versus Monsters, and I thought that was much better than I thought it was going to be. Like, I know most people that don't have little kids will never watch it, but for it being a Minions movie, it was pretty decent.
I think you.
Interesting.
But yeah,
I
Spider-Man.
watched
Spider-Man is my top one.
And Jeff?
Oh, I have to agree 100% with Mike. I mean, you guys saw I went opening night, and all I could put in the chat was it was the most Spider-Man-iest Spider-Man to ever Spider-Man. Like,
Yep.
I felt like I was watching the Fox cartoon. You know, I felt like I was reading like a 16 pager right off of the rack. Like, I loved that movie, and I don't love much about Disney these days.
That's fair. And
What about
I would say mine is Masters of the Universe, so much like Julia said
It's so good.
far. And I think we're hitting on something here with the reason Spider-Man was so good is because Spider-Man was the most Spider-Man that could Spider-Man, right? And that's
Yep.
the way Masters of the Universe was. It was the most He-Man that could He-Man that He-Man, you know, like the
I don't know about the end credit scene though.
Oh,
Like,
see,
I just don't think.
Oh,
I'm okay
I
with
think
that.
The only reason I say that is because it's like they haven't. You don't know who's going to be playing the actress or the actress playing it, and I'm like, it's almost like they threw it in there because they were like, "Oh, well, we got this, so we have to do this now." That's my only thing. I'm like,
Is that for
eh.
Spider-Man?
No, for Master. You didn't watch
Oh.
the end credit scene in He-Man?
I'm not recalling it. I remember seeing one of them, but not.
It was
maybe I
She-Ra.
didn't. Okay, maybe I missed it. I'll have to
yeah,
go see.
She-Ra's back is shown facing towards the Fright Zone, Hordax Fright Zone, on
Okay.
Etheria. Like,
I
that
must
was
not
one
have
of the
waited.
two-
I usually
and
zip through, but
I apologize for interrupting you, Mike. That is not the end
No,
credits
no,
scene I thought you had the problem with. And the reason why I loved the other end credit scene, no spoilers, is we got very updated costumes. Can everybody agree with that? Even though they were
Oh, yeah.
campy but the merman costume at the end credits, walking behind Orko with the big yellow gloves and boots, I was just like, you literally fucking made Trapjaw actually terrifying. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I could see a little kid being a little freaked out by Trapjaw and Commander Crag and all them, but like, Merman is just straight cartoon walking behind Orko. It was great.
I think for me, it was just a lot of the member berries that were so good. Even from like Dolph Lundgren being there, you know, sitting here in my spot, to like the one guy who was fighting with the big white hair and the hook thing.
Yeah, Commander Card.
Yeah, was from the 90s one, and he like licked it just like the 90s one did. Like, it was very subtle, but I remembered it. So yeah, and it's unfortunate, much like and me and Jeff have talked about this, but like, it's unfortunate that much like the D&D movie, we're probably not going to get a sequel to this movie. Like,
see, I disagree. The movie's doing way better on streaming now.
A success now feels like the movie has to make $1 billion, and I don't think they've made it over what they spent on it. So I don't know.
I need to change mine. I forgot about this movie. Did you guys watch The Legend of Aang?
I did not.
If you like the Avatar: Last Airbenders, The Legend of Aang movie was very good. They did not shit on the cartoon.
Good. Was it live action?
No, it was still animated.
Okay, and no, I didn't watch it because like I don't really know anything about that universe.
Fair.
But okay.
I will say that was a very tough question already to answer. I know it's already August, but like, you know, you could ask me what my favorite horror movie was this year, and I've got one for you. You could ask me what my favorite drama is, and I've got you. Superhero, nostalgia, you know what I mean? But like, it's been a great year for film. It really has, because even some of the stuff that I've heard other people complain about, I've enjoyed.
And then we've got Doomsday coming out, and like, I don't know. No, man, I'm not like, it's got Gambit in it. That's,
yeah.
I hear you, and I can appreciate it. All I know is that the trailer hasn't shown me anything that tells me that this movie is going to be anything more than Infinity War is, which is just the setup to the next movie. It really feels like a part one.
And I'd be okay with that, since like they haven't had a lot of direction the last several years. So like, give me a direction to work with.
But the problem with that is and Mike's going to appreciate this one right away. The second Spider-Man Sony cartoon movie, we're still waiting on the third. And there was no ending to the second one. It was just pointing you to the third that we don't have.
Such a big cutoff. I was actually just rewatching that recently.
Yeah. No, and you're right. It's one of those things. It's like you build it up and then you end it that way, and then, well, where's it at? Like, you're not doing anything with it. You're letting the license just sit there.
Yep.
And I'm like, it's a fucking animated a movie. Work on it. I don't even care if you do like a 20-minute every fucking day. Just do something. Move it forward.
It's scheduled for June next year.
Yeah.
That third Spider-Man.
But it's like even Vision. The you know, they just released the trailer for the Vision movie or the Vision TV show, and I'm like, I don't fucking care about this anymore.
Yep.
Like, we've moved on.
Yep.
You put him in fucking WandaVision at the end of it, and then he flies off, and you're like, okay, that never really fucking happened. Oh, wait, here it is. Nobody gives a shit anymore.
Well, it's just
like they fucking canceled Wonder Man.
Yeah. Well, and I actually didn't think Wonder Man was terrible.
It wasn't.
It was good. I liked it.
Yeah. But, well, that's all we got for you tonight,
Raging
folks. We'll be back next week. I'm guessing the music probably still doesn't work, so when we switch to the outro, don't expect there to be this really cool song, because it's probably doesn't work for whatever reason. But we'll get that figured out by next week. All right. Until next time, we'll see you in the dungeon. Take care, everyone.